Hello. I wanted to just talk today. Um, I'm not really one to open up to the public about these things. But recently, it feels like if I watch videos like this, I could also make videos like this too. I watch videos of people talking about life. I identify as many things. Identify using many labels that we've made in this society. Identify as introverted, as a daughter, as a friend, as a good friend, as a bad friend, as a family member, as freelancer, um, someone who provides services. But I find the easiest way to stay connected on a daily basis is not necessarily developing those labels or developing a strong relationship with those labels. And I guess to me, that means being extremely skillful at doing those things. So, like, for example, if you're a good business owner, you're going to know your client very well. You're going to know your audience very well. You're going to know your product very well. You're going to be very detail oriented and have a lot of information, knowledge, and wisdom when it comes to your craft. So I guess that's what I mean when I say like developing a label or developing a relationship with the label and having a really good relationship with that label. Um, I find the way that my journey has been going, I just had to kind of pause and really think about the actual relations, the quality of the relations. I became too scared of not fitting into the labels. And as a result, it's almost like those relationships, they became abusive. I started abusing myself because I started to feel, or started to allow myself to feel like if I don't live up to the standards of this, I'm not good enough for anything. And so now I feel like I'm at a point where I'm ready to heal the actual relationships that I have with those labels so I can go ahead and just experience my humanness to its fullest, experience what I'm experiencing right now to the fullest. Labels are really neutral, right? Like they're really just categorizing things. Um, but I think if we're not careful with the relationship that we have with ourselves and and the relationship that we have with ourselves And also, if we're not maintaining our awareness, so like not only how we're relating to ourselves, but how we're relating to others as well, and also these labels, um, I feel like it's that relation, that connection, which is what we're really desiring, right? Like when someone, for example, if someone wants to be a mother, they don't have the skills to be a mother. Anyone who's a mother for the first time, by the way, like a mother who has her first child, like she's a mother for the first time. I mean, I guess unless you like take into consideration people who take care of like their younger siblings and stuff, but that in this context, no. So, for example, if someone wants to be a mother, there's a lot of things you could there's a lot of things behind that statement. Someone can want a mother because they like taking care of kids, they want a legacy, um, they have their own agenda, like they want their like own little family. Someone could want to be a mother because they're missing that connection, or they feel like they're missing that connection, and they want that connection that is represented between the unconditional love of a mother and a child. That kind of turns to idealizing the label, right? Because now you're not looking at what's actually connecting you to that thing, but you're thinking about the ways that it's going to benefit you, the way that it's going to make you feel whole, because you don't feel whole on your own. Like just sitting here, like just existing. I feel like the reason why I'm able to do this video, the reason I'm able to even talk about this is because I've started to experience that labels aren't actually going to give you any type of fulfillment. Label is more so just to give something like structure, because like the worlds we live in, it's physics. We need like physical things to like make sure things are like firm. That made no sense, I'm pretty sure, but it made sense in my head, so we're just gonna keep going with it. Yeah, labels and idealizing labels. I went on the opposite scale, on the opposite side of the spectrum, rather, when there was a death in my family, and I was just like, you know, we're going to be apathetic because there's no one on this earth who could have helped the situation, and they didn't have the capacity to do that. See, I was focused only on negative labels, not realizing that labels are just, they're just things to help us, what's the word, navigate this experience that we're having, this experience that we're having. And today, something in me shifted a little. Today, I felt a little closer to the human experience. What does that mean? Today, my feelings didn't feel uncontrollable. They felt wild. They felt all over the place, but it was contained within the label of my enoughness. And it felt really good to just feel all that I've been feeling for so long in this comprehension that I'm enough. So even in feeling all of these emotions, I'm not doing too much. I'm not doing too little. I'm doing enough because I just being here existing is enough. And as someone who struggled with low self esteem for the majority, if not my entire life, it's a very liberating feeling. It's a very humbling feeling because I feel like at times when you go through this journey and you also have self-esteem, low self-esteem issues, that's a symptom of having heavy things on your spirit. Um, Even if you're used to it, even if they don't feel heavy, once you start gaining a certain awareness about your mind and about your emotions and about just your human experience, you're going to start to feel what you haven't been wanting to feel. You're going to start to see what you've been trying to avoid. You're going to start hearing what you've been trying to block out. And I think that's why change might feel so hard, because there's a whole bunch of messy things that you just let sit there for so long, and it might be easier to just go to sleep. But even if it's through my story, I'm here to tell you, just sleep as much as you need to get rest. Then you keep moving. I forced myself to sleep. First of all, that didn't help me sleep. I'm talking about sleep in like the awareness way. And it doesn't work. It just brings more pain, which in itself, going through the pain, it feels horrible, but it's actually to help you. It's actually to help you. That's another thing that I guess was revealed to me today. Not that I guess, it was revealed to me today. A lot of the times I was in so much pain because I wasn't accepting what was going on, whether it be accepting the help, accepting the love, accepting the situation, accepting the feeling that was coming up when something was happening, or even like the feeling that came up after even just remembering something. And I still have a lot of emotions that come up and a lot of thoughts and things that I ponder on, but I really do believe the antidote to depression and anxiety is self-compassion. I really do believe that. And I feel like I'm able to say that because I'm experiencing it. I'm experiencing just this filling of the soul happening when I am completely 100% vulnerable with myself. So I'm vulnerable with God as well, because I believe when I'm having conversations with myself, I'm also having conversations with God. I'm speaking to my intuition. God is in the room. You know, everyone has their different perspective on what spirituality and religion is. Um, I think to be able to answer that for yourself, like you really have to be okay with being vulnerable with yourself, being okay with change, being okay with letting things go. That was the hardest for me, letting things go. And I had to just come to the realization that acceptance is really simple. I'm not saying there's no pain that comes with it. There might be a lot of pain, but there's only pain where in areas that you need to give attention to. So in the end, is pain really bad? I don't know. I really don't know why I wanted to make this video. Um, but thank you for listening. If you stayed till the end, thank you. And let me know your thoughts too on anything I had to say. Yeah, let me know what you're thinking.